Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Analyze Max Payne 3. Now, I'm doing a little something different with this part. I'm going to be doing the standard analytical Let's Play in the sequel to this part that I'll upload separately. What I wanted to do with this bit was actually talk about Ludonarrative Dissonance exclusively, because there's there's an optional bit in the next game, in the next part, which is an instance of optional ludonarrative dissonance, where a player, through actions which they're not obliged to perform, can actually generate dissonance between the text and their actual, the narrative text and their actions in the game. So, I need to show you this cutscene, or the cutscene that follows this one, to establish the context. After all, it's that cutscene against which the actions I'm going to do will be dissonant, so we need that to establish a dissonance. And then I'm just going to talk for a little bit about ludonarrative dissonance in games in which creating the dissonant scenario is actually an option that's left open to the player and is not required of them through the structure of the game, a la something like, I don't know, Tomb Raider. So, without further ado, I'll just play this cutscene, and then we'll get right into the analysis.
Seems to find us, Max.
Sure. Trouble finds us the same way you found me. Slumped in a bar, drunk on self-pity. I'd been sitting at the bar for 3 hours, or about 5 years, depending on how you looked at things. I tried not to look at things. I tried not to think about when it was that my existence became less about the things that make up people's lives and more about the holes that losing those things leave behind. But I wasn't doing a very good job at it.
Oh, where's the women? I need to get laid,
Put the music up!
These pricks had been annoying me for days. They were typical Jersey rich kids. The ringleader, I think his name was Tony. His dad was some well-known hood, drug dealer, racketeer, pillar of the New Jersey community.
Line them up, line them up, line them up.
Let me ask you a question.
Let's go.
Where the fuck are your donuts?
This kid had a well-developed sense of humor for New Jersey.
Seriously? I thought I told you to get out of here, old man.
Yeah, old man.
It's a nice echo. Gorillas have personalities of their own, or they just agree with everything you say?
Very funny, old man. Very fucking
This
funny.
guy's hilarious.
Yeah, has-been washed-up old cop should go on TV.
Yeah.
Tell some jokes about how you got your wife killed or some shit.
Yeah, where's the little old lady?
Or
Hey.
how you got involved with killers.
Oh.
I own this town, amigo.
That's a good line. You practice that in front of the mirror in your underwear? Your father owns this town. Yeah, dear old dad, well-known drug dealer and murderer. You're nothing but a chump.
Hey,
Disrespect
fucking
my
guys.
family. You ain't got the
Please,
right.
huh? Hey, you don't take that from this punk, Tony.
I ain't taking nothing from him. God hasn't already deprived him of. But I might start anytime. Now say you're sorry.
Say
Fucking
you're sorry.
has-been caught, motherfucker. Say you are sorry.
Say you're fucking
Look
sorry,
away from me.
you
Look away
fucking
from me. Don't you stare at me. Say you're sorry.
Listen to him.
Which you want first?
Don't act clever, you fucking leather jacket dipshit cop cunt. Don't act clever.
Got him right
I will
between
blow
the-
your
Look at
brains
him, man.
all over this
Fuck this
counter, every
motherfucker.
fucking where.
Come on,
Tony, calm
Yeah, don't fuck with me, Marty. I'll shoot you as well. Don't fuck with me.
Marty, he ain't fucking kidding.
Put
Shut
the gun
fuck
down,
up.
son.
Who the fuck is this? Hell?
Put the gun down
Oh,
now.
hey.
Thank you. Now
Stay
get
away
the
from
fuck
me.
out of here before one of you gets shot.
I got you. Who the fuck are you? I got
Don't worry about it.
Fuck.
Go on,
I'm
fuck
gonna
off.
get you, motherfucker. Coming back for you,
Yeah.
you fuck.
I look
got
forward
your
to it.
face.
Yeah?
Stay right here. Stay right here. You don't know who you're fucking with.
Yeah, whatever. Max fucking Payne, how you doing, man?
I'm doing about as good as I look.
You don't remember me? Pasos. How Pasos? Come on, we went to the academy together, man. You don't remember?
That's going back a long way, friend.
I spent 5 years on the beat in the Bronx, working homicide. I nearly got killed, man. I gave up. I got into private work. Here, Central America, Brazil, where my family comes from. All over.
Ah, that's great. travel, see the world.
Yeah, keeps me busy. I take care of people, you know? Proper bodyguarding. Hey, I'm working for a good firm. I'm actually here on a bit of a recruitment drive.
Yeah, well, why don't you drive on off back into the sunset there, Pesos? It's been nice catching up.
At least let me buy you a drink.
Yeah, sure. Anybody can buy me a drink.
All right. 2 more. Look, this is the way we do it in Brazil, baby.
I had to admit, I kind of liked the guy.
Hey, another round, another round. Max is buying.
He had a great set of stories, but I still wasn't interested in becoming a white knight again.
Saúde.
Cheers.
What, I don't look like I go to Shakespeare or something? Saúde!
Cheers.
You faggots still got something to say to me?
Yeah. Fuck off.
I don't like spics who tell me to fuck off.
Well, good for you. Now fuck off!
Don't stare at me, whore.
Fuck you, asshole. No dick, asshole.
What'd you say?
You heard me. I'm not frightened of you, you spray-tan Guido douche.
Girl sure had balls.
Here it
I had
comes.
to give her that.
Oh, shit!
I don't know why I did it. I guess I never liked seeing girls get hit. But from that moment, I was dead in that town.
Okay. So,
You all die!
so yeah, I've got to just take care of these guys. I don't want to get shot while discussing this. Okay. And then there's a guy with a shotgun up there. Yep. Okay. Right, so we skip that. Alright. Now, classically, ludonarrative dissonance occurs in a game, when, in linear games, it's often a problem, it's often an oversight that the designers have left out intentionally, or not intentionally. It's often an oversight, essentially. So, for instance, in the new Tomb Raider game, Lara Croft, in a cutscene, when she kills her first person with a gun, she acts horrified. There's a moment of revulsion. She's struggling to catch her breath. And then, almost immediately after the cutscene, she returns. She kills people, and again in gameplay, and seems to display very, very little of that existential anguish that she had demonstrated in the actual cutscene. So the Lara that, the dissonant aspect, the fact that these two don't seem to correlate with each other, produces a sense that the Lara that we are actually controlling, we're playing in the game, has only kind of tangential relationship to the Lara that we see expounding the narrative in the cutscenes and talking to other people on the radio.
It wouldn't be the last.
Either that, or it seems that during gameplay, Lara shuts off her personality and becomes a Terminator character, a facsimile of a human being, with that subjectivity that we see in the narration, and that character absent. In philosophy, there's actually a term for that kind of creature. It's called a philosophical zombie. So a philosophical zombie is a person who, well, it's not a person. That's the big point.
Playing catch up with past.
But hold on, I'll pause this because Max's talking is throwing me off my game. So yes, so a philosophical zombie is a creature who seems to exude all of the elements of human personality. I mean, they look like human beings. They speak like human beings. They move around, they perform behaviours that seem characteristic of human beings, but the only difference between a philosophical zombie and an actual human being is that a philosophical zombie lacks consciousness, lacks that subjectivity which we are all intimately familiar with, the cogito of which Descartes spoke when he said, cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. That bit is missing from a philosophical zombie, and so that's the danger of ludonarrative dissonance, is that it risks turning characters that we what do you call it? That we are attached to in cutscenes and in standard narrative exposition, into these strange alien creatures who seem to approximate human beings in everything, except having a distinct personality, because we can contradict that through gameplay, the personality that's established through standard mechanisms. Now, in open world games, and in some games in which generating the ludonarrative dissonance is optional, it's a different situation. The example of Tomb Raider, which I mentioned before, that the ludonarrative dissonance isn't optional. I mean, you have to kill the guys in order to progress through the game, and you don't have a choice as to whether or not Lara actually displays an appropriate emotional reaction to the things that she's doing. They're simply absent. But here, in this example, we have the woman that Passos and Max were dancing and laughing with, and Marty, the friendly barkeep. These NPCs are killable. So I can walk up to them, as I'm doing right now,
pills.
and completely out of character with everything that was established in the cutscene. Bam.
Killed him? I thought you were one of the good guys.
Exactly. She's even commenting on the dissonance, and then bam, I kill her too. So Max killing these two, completely dissonant with his established character. That Max is a guy who fundamentally kills out of reaction. He tries to stand up in the situations in which he encounters for the underprivileged, mostly women. So he what do you call it? So yeah, so that's, I mean, he started this whole bar fight as a mode of attempting to get revenge on behalf of the unarmed woman for the violence that Tony enacted on her. So, how to react to the designers allowing you to shoot NPCs that would generate dissonant scenarios? In a game like GTA 4, it's pretty much unavoidable. There's no way that that Rockstar, for instance, could shield like innocent NPCs from vehicle or weapon damage, because it would really sacrifice their it would be a major instance of ludonarrative dissonance. That here's this hardened criminal. It would be far worse than killing civilians. Here's a hardened criminal who, for instance, whose car can like hit people but somehow magically not do them damage, or whose bullets suddenly vanish into thin air the second it hits someone who isn't meant to be targeted. That kind of strict censorship of behaviour, I think, would generate a more jarring or immersion-breaking scenario than does potential ludonarrative dissonance that's generated in such situations. Now, specifically with reference to GTA 4, I have a problem with the ludonarrative dissonance charge, in that people often cite Nico's recalcitrant attitude as the primary factor which creates dissonance when, for instance, Nico kills pedestrians. But the thing is about that game is that you don't have to do that. There's no occasion to my memory in GTA 4 where you are forced to kill a civilian. You're forced to kill police in certain missions, most notably the bank robbery mission. And you could argue that police are to a certain extent innocent, because after all, they're just doing their job, and you are, after all, breaking the law. But in that mission, in the bank robbery situation, it really was a case of bare survival. Either the police would die, or the police would kill Nico. And in any situation like that, you would end up killing whoever is threatening to kill you. In a kill or be killed situation, both agents are going to try and kill to save themselves, unless they have some severe moral principles which prevent them from doing so. I don't just mean a decision to stop killing innocent people, but rather a blanket opposition to killing in general, like, for instance, Christianity or pacifism. So, in that particular circumstance, it's understandable why Nico and the gang kill cops, for instance. But in no case are you required to kill, at least to my memory, please correct me if I'm wrong, civilians in the story missions. Of course you can freely, as much as you want during the actual game itself. But, to my mind, calling a game out on being dissonant due to scenarios generated that you actually instigated and that weren't forced upon you by the game is akin to spilling, tomato or Napoli sauce on a friend's shirt and then yelling at them for getting their shirt dirty. It's if one is concerned about, clean shirts or textual fidelity, then you have a responsibility to maintain that through your actions. So maybe drive a bit more carefully around the streets so you don't hit pedestrians. And if not killing innocent civilians is so important for you as for you to call out GTA on Ludonarrative Dissonance, then by all means restart the game. Not restart your game, but reload from an earlier save file and continue to try and get your no pedestrians killed playthrough. The same is true of Max Payne 3, of course. You don't have to kill Marty and the woman here, and of course there's really no incentive. But the question remains, and this is a question that I'll leave open to you guys. Would it be better for Rockstar to have left Marty and the woman invulnerable? As in other games with NPCs, for instance, like the bullets just fly right through them, for instance, or don't do any damage. Or is it better that they've incorporated the ability to generate dissonance through your actions, but to not mandate that you do it, to leave it entirely optional? And yeah, that's a question that I'll leave up to you. I personally lean towards what Rockstar have done here. I prefer to be given the option to violate the logic of the text, rather than to have the developer step in on my behalf and close off that opportunity for action. I think the greater the capacity to realise player freedom in a narrative, the better. Even if it potentially conjures up a dissonant situation, I should add. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it.